Welcome to Mountains of Hope with Mike Murphy. Reboot and transform your physical, mental, and emotional being. This show is transformational from the inside and out. Hear from experts on detoxing your body, rewiring your neural pathways, cleaning up emotional wounds of your past, and living in the spiritual life of your dreams. Let go and start becoming yourself, in tune with your spiritual life. You'll leave this show with Mountains of Hope. Let's get started.
Everyone to the Mountains of Hope podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Tangarife. We are super excited that you are joining us today. The Mountains of Hope podcast is part of the Mountains of Hope Transformational Health Retreat Center located in Medellin, Colombia. And joining me tonight is the founder of Mountains of Hope, Mike Murphy. Good evening, Mike.
Thank you, Kelly. Hey, guys, first of all, it's great to be here. I don't know if you caught the show before Creation Frequency, but Mountains of Hope is our passion. And this is what we're working really, really hard down here in Medellin, Colombia to create an unbelievable 16-day transformational health retreat. And so, but I want to give a little gift. We're trying to build this podcast as well, so we can give this experience to as many people as possible. In future shows, we're going to get into how to physically detox your body, how to rewire your neural pathways and create the life of your dreams, how to move from your head to your heart and fill it up with love and gratitude and become whole and complete. That's the purpose of this podcast. And it's all to support this beautiful dream of transformation we have at this health retreat center. So I want to just offer a few gifts. If you're tuning in live, and we'll do this for the next month. So if you're live and you put a comment in either YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching this, we want to give you some gifts. So we have two gifts. One is a pair of books, Love Unfiltered, which I wrote in 2014. It's a beautiful book for anybody who's experienced great grief or loss, because it was written from that state. And so I hear a lot of great things from people that have lost, how it comforts them. And this book, Living in Color, is a beautiful book for anybody that's suffering or anybody that's struggling in life that needs hope and wants love and wants to understand how to love and the power of love to heal. No matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is, there's healing in everything to be had. So just put your name and your email and put books, and we'll send you both of these books electronically, because I own these books. I don't own this book. The publisher owns this book. So instead of the book, I'm going to give you something more powerful and better, and that's the online course. So just put in the comments, name, email, course, and we'll send you that. If you've already taken the course or familiar with the work, put in somebody that was really struggling that you think this will help them, and we'll send it to them as well. And if you hit like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff, and ask us a question or give us input, we'll give you both. Just say, hey, I'm asking you guys a question. I want both, and God bless you. So anyways, we're glad you're here. Super excited. Now let me introduce Kelly. So Kelly is my colleague here building the Mountains of Hope Transformational Retreat Center. She's also the general manager once we get it open. Right now, we're under construction. We're building it. But more importantly, she's a life coach, or a health coach, I should say, which is different than a life coach. So a health coach really understands the anatomy of the body, how to detox it, how to put the right nutrients and all that in. So these are kind of people that you're going to experience if you're fortunate enough to be able to come to this retreat. So I just wanted to introduce Kelly, and there she is.
Thank you so much. It's really an amazing experience to be part of the team. I think that Mountains of Hope Retreat is a place where we put together everything that we're going to be teaching here. I mean, everything here, you can start using it at home. You can start taking steps in your own place. But Mountains of Hope is a place where we kind of join with amazing people, community, and we put everything together for you in the same place, in a beautiful, amazing place in Medellin, Colombia. So I'm so pleased to be here. Thank you, Mike, for the invitation.
My pleasure. We're glad you're here.
Okay, Mike, there is something that I always ask people and the visionary behind any project. What's your why? Why do you start Mountains of Hope? Why is this such a passion for you?
Well, that's a great question. So I let me tell you the story. So I lost my wife, Margot, in 2011 after a 9-year battle with breast cancer. And in devastating grief, I had surrendered to whatever was to show up in my life. And a month later, I got a call from a friend. He said, Mike, my 38-year-old sister-in-law, stage 4 breast cancer, is moving from Wyoming to the Bay Area. Can you introduce her to Margot's oncologist? And so here I am, a month out, still in terrible grief and suffering and pain, taking Amanda to Margot's oncologist. And he says, okay, Amanda, I need to get some tests. So I had nothing to do. I went with Amanda, and she 3 or 4 doctor's visits or tests or surgeries, whatever. I would go and hold her hand and just be her advocate. She didn't have a husband. She was a minority. She didn't have good insurance. Complete opposite circumstances that I experienced with my wife, Margot. And so we go back. And so I was bothered by the way they treated her. I noticed they either talked down to her or over her head, and it became very uncomfortable, but I didn't have a place to say anything. Then we go back to Margot's oncologist. He says, Amanda, the best protocol to extend your life are these 3 chemotherapies simultaneously. Unfortunately, your insurance will only pay for one. So that's all I can give you. And I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I just immediately reached into my pocket, said, here's my credit card. You give her whatever she wants. And that, unbeknownst to me, was the seed that became the Love for Margot Foundation. And for about 4 years, I worked with over 150, 200 women that were below the poverty line, battling cancer. And the theory would be, is they don't have money to begin with. They get this diagnosis, they lose their job, their expenses go up, and there was no safety net. They were totally screwed, basically. And so I started this foundation. The theory would be, we'll give you $1,000 a month to support you while you go treatment. You get treated, you get better, you go back to work. I think it worked once or twice, okay, out of 151. Historically, they get sicker, and die. And basically, they were at the mercy of the system. There's a huge injustice in medicine. There's a huge injustice everywhere in the world. And so after doing this for 4 years, one, it wasn't sustainable because I was going broke. And secondly, it wasn't working. And so I go, okay, what can I do? I got to strengthen their immune system. I'm going to teach them about their immune system. So while today's medicine is destroying their immune system, let's show them how to build it up. So I bought water purifiers and juicers and vegetables, and they love me and I love them. And it was life transforming experience for me. I've never met so strong, courageous, beautiful souls. But that wasn't sustainable either, because now they think I'm their doctor and I'm a car salesman, right? So I go, okay. So long story short, I decided to come to Colombia. I decided to look for a place to build this beautiful retreat center where these women could come. And so we're really close to finally doing it. It's taken longer because I came here. We tried some other types of retreats. We had to figure our way out. I'm doing business in a different country. It's completely different than my home country. So I learned a lot, did a lot of failing and getting up and starting again and trying to figure things out. And then I fell in love, got married to my current wife. And then the pandemic hit. So everything kind of froze. So I played golf for 2 years. And so now here we're really back at it, working really, really hard. So that's my why. So we call it conscious capitalism. So we will sell it to people and they will come and we will make a profit. And then we take some of that profit and we give a scholarship every month through the Love for Margot Foundation, which is our foundation in America, where we fly someone here at our expense. We put them through the whole process. And we follow them for a year to help them transform, because the whole thing is what I've learned through all of this, the power to heal ourselves is within us. And so that's what we want to teach. And that's what the Transformational Health Retreat is all about.
And I think that is very important for you guys to remember, the power to heal ourselves is in us. I mean, it's about we looking inside. It's about learning how to look inside of us, because it is there. I mean, and I think what Mike just shared with us, with the Love for Margot Foundation, which we work closely together with the Mountains of Hope Retreat Place, we actually also collect sometimes donations through the Love for Margot Foundation, and we actually match it. I mean, whatever you guys donate, we actually match it as a team. And that if for any reason you guys felt like this is something I want to collaborate, be part of, just go to loveformargot.org/donate, and that will be one of the ways that we can support those actually in need. Because as Mike just shared with us, the heart of all of this is helping those who actually sometimes feel hopeless. And if that is you, I mean, you're also welcome to contact us and subscribe and say, hey guys, when you have these scholarships, please, I raise my hand and I want to be part of it. And we also created a program for this. So you're all guys welcome. Thank you, Mike.
Kelly, can I add something real quick? Because you made me think of something. So the other thing is, we only have we have 20 acres, and I want Kelly to tell you how beautiful it is in a minute, but we only have 12 bedrooms. And so fully maxed out double occupancy of 24 people. We anticipate selling maybe 16 of these every month. So that's only 16 people can come here a month, and providing one scholarship. And so I really encourage you, and it's going to be price. So I don't want to talk about pricing right now, but I'll give you an example. Double occupancy for 16 days. And this doctor supervised, IVs, ozone therapy. We'll tell you everything you got. Let me just say it's very affordable for right now. But what I encourage you to do is go to our website, mountainsofhope.com, and raise your hand and say, hey, and there's a tab there, a link there, say, hey, I want to be notified when you guys start taking deposits, because I promise you, my real belief is there's going to be 100 people every month that want to come. We only have room for 16. We'll figure out how to accommodate more people, but in the beginning, and that's important. And it's important of who this is for. So I'm really building this for myself in a lot of ways, because I'm 65 years old and I need to reboot my physical system. And then we get into the mental and the emotional. I'm okay there, but I got to reboot this physical thing. And we can never learn too much about how the mind works or how the heart works or how the soul works, right? So, but it's also for people who've been recently diagnosed with something, whether it's diabetes or maybe obesity or depression or anxiety or it's stage 1 cancer, something like that. You have to be physically fit to come to this. But this is for somebody that's stuck in a rut. I've been many times in my life, I've been stuck in a rut and I needed something to jumpstart me out of it. That's why I love these books, these personal development books. I love these workshops. I go to all this stuff myself because we need that. Life is difficult, in my opinion. My life is difficult. And the way the world is today is becoming more and more difficult. So I really want to inspire people to lift your hand up right now. Do you think you're interested in this? Because it will sell out. And so and all you got to do is tell us right now, I'm interested, and you'll be the first ones we call. That's all I want to say to you right now.
Even we can use right now the chat also on this live stream. And then you can also put your name, say, I'm interested, let us know your email. And that's also another way that you can do it whilst we are streaming this podcast. Yeah. So one of the great things about this retreat is that Mike is not just the founder. He's also going to be like really involved in the everyday in our retreat. So Mike, can you let us know, like, what is your actual role during the retreat?
Well, I definitely don't want your role because that's, you get all the problems. But my role, so it's 2 weeks, it's 16 days, but basically 2 weeks. And Kelly's role is more the detox along with Sarah. And my role really is the first week, all I'm going to do is show up about 8 o'clock at night, and I'm going to expose you to all the different types of meditations. Thanks to the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, I just spent a week in Cartagena, Colombia. I wasn't a big meditator. I love Dr. Joe's work. I'm a big part of his community. I love everything he's doing, but I really was lazy when it came to the meditation part. I probably meditated 30 hours in 5 days over there. It's totally transformed everything about me. So my role in the first week is I want to expose you, of course, to his meditations, which are guided meditations, which is one way to meditate. But expose you to other ones. The one I'm playing with right now is brain entrainment, the left and the right, getting that, man, it feels so amazing. And I'm able to take the energy out of my body and light up my mind and get these amazing downloads, how to build this beautiful retreat center, right? So I'm going to expose you the first week, different meditations. You're going to meditate. You're going to learn to love it. And it's not as difficult as people think it is. It's very simple, actually, once you realize what the outcome really wants to be and how to go about it. So that's week 1. Week 2, Kelly's going to detox your body, and we're going to give you IVs and injections and all kinds of stuff, coffee enemas, Kalimas, all this stuff to detox the body, along with a lot of education, how to get heavy metals, how to continue this detox when you go home, because it's a long process, the way the toxicity in the world is today. But then the second week, it's kind of my role, and I'm going to present the great works of people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, some of his meditations, some of his work from the books. And then I love the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton. See, Bruce, in my opinion, he merges the physical with the spiritual. Dr. Joe is a lot of spiritual, which I love, but we got to deal in this physical world too. And what I love about Dr. Bruce Lipton in the biology of belief is he's dealing with something physical, a cell, which is phenomenal. If you just understand how a cell works, you will never question there was a creator. And then the consciousness of the cell, the unseen world. And so when we understand how to navigate the seen world, which is easier, and then we learn how to navigate the unseen world, this is when we can manifest what we truly desire. So, and the other teachers that I love is Byron Katie, doing the work, the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, the 4 questions, the turnaround. If Louise Hay says that almost every illness is linked to some emotional wound. And you use Byron Katie's work, you clean this up in a heartbeat. And the other work that I love is the Course in Miracles, especially the part about forgiveness and the deletion of the ego. You know, who are we really? Am I my thoughts? No. Am I my body? No. So who am I? So this is going to be my role in the second week. We're going to get your energy sky high with this detox and giving you all these great nutrients. And then we're going to really go into education and meditation. And so that's my role.
That's amazing. And for those who are listening to us, that is something that we cater a lot for in our retreats, and is bioindividuality, which means not for everyone. I mean, not everything applies to everyone. And that's why we actually conduct some medical tests before you come to our retreat, for us to see like, where are you in your journey right now? And that there will be like different activities for that first week that Mike just mentioned about the physical detox. And there are things as simple as learning the importance of sleeping, drinking clean water, about how to eat healthy in a way that actually supports our energy, our clarity, and that the performance that we have every single day. So just for those who say like, oh my goodness, this is a detox, is too much. No, don't worry. We are actually tailoring for each person who actually comes and visit Mountains of Hope retreat. So stay tuned. Remember to put in the chat, I'm in. I want to be notified. This is my email, please.
And I don't want Kelly to scare you, because it is going to be work. Transformation is work. And if you're stuck in a rut or you're living a life full of bad habits and you want to transform, it takes some work, but we're going to make it fun as well. So right now I'm going to ask Kelly, one, how beautiful the property is. And then she's in charge of all the construction going on, which we're building a lot of the fun stuff. And then we're going to start building this wellness spa in the monastery. So Kelly, just describe the property to me.
Oh my goodness. Just from the entrance, for me, one of the things that I find more peaceful is just being away from the city and in a beautiful nature place. I mean, surrounded by mountains, beautiful views. You get to hear nature. Like literally you get to hear nature. It's a place that even for me right now, working on the construction, there is this path that we have for like a hiking that is called Camino de Miguel in Spanish. And I actually do it every time that I'm there. And it's a path when you walk among the trees, is peaceful. We have currently a house that I actually said to Mike at the beginning, I mean, just being in this place is healing for me. Like it actually heals. The tranquility, the fact that we actually connect with ourselves, with nature, with God, for me, is just amazing. And we will have amazing features. We will tell you more about it in the next show. But in the meantime, I will say these beautiful mountains in Medellin, like located in a beautiful place. The weather is amazing. From the moment you just get to the place, you literally feel the peace. And the fact that you are away from the city is just, you just get to realize how much noise we have every day in the city when you are in this place. And so you get to find like a lot of peace. And I'm going to say something. Even when you are in your place right now, trying to find nature, trying to go and find a place where you can just go for a walk, and you will see what I'm talking about. And this is like exponentially, like times 10, something like that.
Let me just say, because first of all, it's 7,000 feet in the Andes Mountains. Medellin is called the city of eternal spring. And it is spring every day here, literally 60 to 80 degrees, 365 days a year. We're 7,000 feet in the Andes at the equator. And that's the energy here is, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. The moment I walked on the property of Mountains Hope for the first time, I said to myself, if you can't heal here, you're not going to heal anywhere. And that's why I bought it. And that's why we're building this. In addition to that, the Camino de Miguel, which is the walk of Mike. I couldn't help myself. I'm the only gringo in America with that. And so, or South America, I should say. And so it's just such beautiful. But this is destroying our soul, ladies and gentlemen. And nature is the salve that will bring your soul back into you and put you back in touch with your soul. This stuff is really, it's good in certain small little doses, but we got to get into nature and get back to our creator, which I call God, and find that energy again. And that's a beautiful thing of Mountains of Hope. What about the fun stuff we're building down there?
The fun stuff. So right now we're actually in the middle of having a beautiful pool that it has this infinity feeling. We have a beautiful gym. Sarah is the one actually consulting everything in our gym. It will be different type of training for fitness. We actually have since our founder is a big fan of golf, we have a golf simulator room. We have a putting green. We have a room for games. And on the other side of the house, we actually will have a beautiful spa that we are right now in the middle of designs and everything else. We have many places to actually go for hikes and walks, and I mean, it's amazing. And in our main rooms, I mean, the main house, we have place for us to have our conferences, classes, meditations. The rooms are beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I mean, they will be amazing.
Well, once again, we invite you to go to mountainsofhope.com. Raise your hand that you just want to be contacted when we start taking deposits. When we don't, that'll probably be mid-May or June. First retreat's not scheduled until September. So we got a lot to do. This thing keeps evolving. Every day it gets better and better and better. Because I feel as if we're creating this, we're co-creating this with the creator of all, which I call God. And so every day, new ideas come, new thoughts, new people show up. So we use from my book, The Creation Frequency, we use a lot of those principles to we're manifesting something beautiful. And because there's so much love attached to it, so much gratitude, and so much purpose to help others, it's becoming something so beautiful. So I hope you can, and let me tell you the other beautiful thing about Medellin, Colombia. It's only a 3-hour flight from Miami. And it's very simple. And once you land in Medellin, it's only 15-minute drive. We pick you up, we take you to our center, and it's only 15 minutes. So it's so simple to get here. You're going to love it. And there's a million other things that we got going on here that we want to share with you in future shows that are going to very, very much help you. What else we got to say?
We have 5 more minutes in this podcast. And I want to say that apart from the activities that we're going to have, if it's your first time in Medellin, we also will take you to different places that are iconic in our city, the good ones for healthy stuff. There is something called, I don't know how to say in English, but it's a place where we basically close some roads for people to go and walk, bike, take the dogs and everything else. And we also have another beautiful scenarios. We have the opportunity also to probably go horse riding. So every team that we have, every community that we have for each retreat, we will actually create different activities also around in the city or in our state. So you can also enjoy part of what Colombia is, and the food. I want to talk about the food. I mean, we actually right now growing also vegetables, herbs in our farm. So we actually can pick them and actually cook with them. And the food will be anti-inflammatory food, but delicious, because a lot of people think that eating healthy is actually eating bad. But we are going to show you guys that actually eating healthy is super tasty, is exploring a new world. So you also will have the opportunity to taste all of our Colombian traditions, but also mixed with other cultures, but with produce from our country.
I wasn't going to share this, but I have to. So
Mike has 4 minutes to share this, but
the first week is a physical detox, right? And basically, we call it juice feasting. So you can really go to our garden, you pull the vegetables that you want to juice, and we make you this delicious juice, right? But it's also a physical detox, and I'm in day 2 of it. So I want to experience the first 7-day physical detox that you're going to go through. And I will say the first day is an intestinal clean. And so that was yesterday. So that was I'll be honest with you, we're going to go very easy on you on that day, because you're going to drink like 9 little glasses of enzymes that are aged for 3 years. So they work so much more effectively. Most enzymes are only aged for 2 or 3 months. So when you drink this, a lot of things are going to move within you, and you're going to become super clean. And more importantly, your energy is going to go through the roof. Then the next 5 days, we're going to give you supplements and drinks that will soften what are called kidney stones, liver stones, gallstones, which we all have in our body. And it's just stuff that wasn't able to get outside of our body, and it calcified into stones because of too much toxicity, overload of toxicity. And everything in today's world is toxic. The food is toxic, the water toxic, the air is toxic. So of course we're toxic with heavy metals, viruses, bacteria, all I forget those little things you're called, but anyways, so parasites, thank you. And so we need to get all that out of our body, right? So I'm in day 2, so I'm softening the stones, because day number 6 we give you something to drink, and all those stones come out of your body, your energy goes through the roof. So just because I'm in the middle of this, it's on top of mind awareness. So I want to share this with you. And you're the health coach, so can you elaborate a little bit on this?
I'm just gonna say something to you, Ace. The experience that you will have through the retreat focusing the physical and the spiritual and the emotional is just healing. And it's about like this part that Mike is talking about, which is the physical part. A lot of the things that we're carrying every day, like lack of energy, poor sleep, brain fog, all of these is also related with our physical and obviously our emotions. So the idea is that we will take you through with is a doctor supervised retreat. We will have people there supporting. You know, you're doing this by yourself, and that is one of the amazing things of the retreat. A lot of people can't find information about this and do it by themselves, but here we take you by the hand. We are with you. And what Mike just said, I mean, after you experience that physical detox, it's like your energy, you will feel like a completely different person, because it's not just the physical, we accompany this with emotional part, with spiritual work, with forgiveness, with everything that Mike mentioned before, which is like a super gaining in this process. So Mike, we have 1 minute.
Okay.
If you can just leave the people like one thing that they can do this week to improve their wellness, just one thing.
So go on a juice fast for a day. Just try it. Okay. Pure green juice for 1 day. Try that for your physical energy. And then go to YouTube and check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. Some of his interviews are profound, but his meditations are there for free. Check out other meditations. Find out what resonates with you. So if you could just do that, start drinking a little bit of green juice, even if you just make it a practice every morning, skip breakfast, drink green juice, learn to meditate, and then more importantly, find someone less fortunate than you and give them a lift up. And I promise you, everything in your life will change.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for hearing the podcast on Mountains of Hope. And just remember, if you type right now, I'm in a course or book, and this is my email, we will have those gifts for you. And we'll also have you in our list for those who actually want to be part of our first retreat in the new place that we are building right now. We really want to help. And as you hear Mike at the beginning, his heart is for people who actually feel hopeless and they feel like they have tried everything. And we are creating amazing things for you to actually experience health, wellness, wholeness. So tune in next week with us in Mountains of Hope show, and we will have every time something for you to do and take action in your own place and at your own pace. Thank you so much for hearing Mountains of Hope. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Night.
You have been listening to Mountains of Hope with Mike Murphy. Reboot and transform your physical, mental, and emotional being. Watch or listen every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. And get the podcast on any of your favorite apps. Mountains of Hope is transformational and shows you how to detox your body, mind, and to live a spiritual life of your dreams. For more healing wisdom and information, visit mountainsofhope.com. The Mountains of Hope show is sponsored by The Creation Frequency. Raise your vibration and visit thecreationfrequency.com today.